Hey, Steve Noble, Noble Moto. Got a 250 Ninja up here on the lift today. My buddy loaned it to me so I could do some videos. Today we're going to remove and reinstall the rear wheel on this thing. That will also cover chain tension and chain alignment. Lots of reasons you're going to want to do that. Tires, brakes, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's not super hard. You're just going to have to get up on the center stand. Then you can do it yourself in your driveway. From here, to take your brake caliper off, you're just going to take a 6mm Allen. Yep, 6mm Allen. You're going to break that free. Make sure you use a good ratchet, not this terrible husky one. Jesus. Throw your big box ratchets in the trash. Either buy a really good one or buy one from Harbor Freight. Break that bolt free. Break that bolt free. Slide both of those bolts out of there. And from there, you should be able to wiggle your caliper back and forth, and it should, ow, hopefully slide up off of there if you don't bash your finger in the end of the rim. Jesus, that hurt. Okay, caliper's up and off of there. Watch your knuckles as you're doing it. It's generally considered not good to just let this hang and be supported by the lines. We're going to do it anyways. If you're going to let this hang and be supported by the lines, just be gentle with it. You don't want to pull on the lines too hard. However, for the most part, the calipers don't weigh that much. You'll probably be okay. To remove your rear wheel, you're going to need to loosen up your rear axle. In order to do that, you should have some form of a cotter pin on here. And you just take a pair of needle-nose pliers and bend these things straight. You can technically reuse these. Use your judgment. Once they get really bent up, it's generally good to just buy new ones. They cost pennies at your local hardware store. It's not like a dealer part or anything. Your big box stores will have them. Your Ace Hardwares and stuff. You should be able to pull it up out of there. The straighter you get the bent end, the easier it will be to get this thing out of here. Woo! We're going to put a new one in there. From there, break your axle bolt free. Takes a 24mm wrench. Whoop. Just like that. Once it's loose, you can adjust your tension or set your chain alignment, or both. From there, we're just going to thread this almost all the way out. We're going to break our adjuster bolts free. So to get these free, you can loosen the lock nut here, thread the lock nut way back. Try to hold the bolt in place initially, depending on what you're doing. Either way, it's threaded back. Now from here, you can thread this bolt out. If I'm just like changing the tire or something, I'm reusing the chain sprockets. A lot of times I will take a measurement from here to there and take note of it, and that way I can set it right back to it quickly, and then it makes the fine tune of the alignment a lot easier. We're not doing that. To get the axle out of here, you got options. Generally, you don't want to hit the thing because you're going to mushroom over the end of the nut, or you're going to damage the threads on the axle there, and then you won't be able to get it back off of there. If you do have to hit it, leave the nut on there. That way when you do take the nut off, it will reshape the threads. Because usually once you get it to budge a little bit, it'll scoot the rest of the way. Your other option is take the nut all the way off. If there's a washer, take it off. Get yourself a dead blow hammer. These are the ones with the BBs in them, if you listen. They sound like maracas. Either way, they have BBs that magnify the hammering force, and then it's nylon, so it's like a soft face. So it's not going to damage the end of the bolt. So therefore, you can just wind up and give it a good, and the axle will pop right through there. From here, to get your axle out, or get your wheel off, grab your axle and pull. Now, when you do this, this tensioner is going to fall off the other side. And there's a spacer in there on the other side. That's going to fall off. So before you grab your axle and just pull, take a bunch of pictures with your phone. See if you can find an exploded diagram. This tensioner's got to go back on the right spot. There's a spacer here. It's got to go back on the right spot. Obviously, it's brake bracket. There's spacers and stuff on the other side, too. Take pictures. Get an exploded diagram, whatever it is. Because when you pull this axle out, all those things are going to fall. There's one. You might have to lift up on the rear wheel a little bit to get her to slide on out of there. If the previous mechanic was nice, he put some grease on this. That way it will slide on out of there. If he didn't and it rusted on there, good luck. If you have to hit the thing, you want to get a punch that is kind of close to this diameter, but a little bit smaller, and then put it on the other side and hammer on it. Keep in mind, you're probably going to destroy the threads doing that. But if your axle is stuck inside the wheel, it is what it is, and you're just going to have to buy another axle. From there, you can slide this little adjuster off. I like to put all the pieces parts back on here in order. You can lift that little brake arm up there. You can take this spacer here. Then you can take the spacer from the other side, note the orientation, put the adjuster on there, put your washer on there if you got one, and then thread the axle nut on there. Now, everything is in order when you go back to put it back on. Yay! From there, you can unthread your chain up off the sprocket. Pretty self-explanatory there. Roll your rear wheel right on out of there. Just like that. You can take it to get new tires on it or whatever it was you were going to do with it. To reinstall it, roll it mostly up into place. Take your chain. Reach in there. Get your chain up over the sprocket there. I'm going to roll the tire backwards there a little bit just to get the chain to sit down in place, just like that. Now for axle reinstallation. Sit down off the side. I'm going to take this spacer for the left side of the motorcycle, and I'm going to put that into the wheel right there. Whoop, just like that. Now I'm going to take this spacer here. I'm going to put this into the wheel here. Very important. I'm going to slide the brake strut down into place. And take our tensioner, or our adjuster, whatever you want to call it. Remember, this slides over. It's a U-piece. Slides over. Does not go on the outside. Does not go on the inside. It goes over. Slide your axle on through there. Get it started into the initial place. This is one of those times where having a friend around is really handy, but you can do it yourself. Get in place. Lift up the rear wheel. Find a good spot to grab your rear wheel. Oh, there we are. Make sure your axle isn't sticking out too far. And you can slide it on through there. Don't go quite all the way through yet. Remember, you have your spacer over there, and you have to get your tensioner in place on the other side. So we're going to lift this up in place, slide our tensioner over that axle, or over the swing arm, I mean. And we're going to take our dead blow and give it a little tap, tap, tap. We're giving light taps, because if the threads on the axle hit something, you're going to damage the threads if you start wailing on it. So I'm pushing with my left hand here to get the wheel up and straight, and a nice light tap. Whoops, hear that? It hit something. If I would start wailing on it, it would damage the threads. So you gotta lift it up, get it lined up. You usually look in the one side here and see if it's lined up. Just like that. If you struggle a little with it, don't be intimidated. I've done this a lot. So now we're gonna just lightly thread both of these adjusters in place there. There we go. Our chain's got quite a bit of droop to it. That's fine. And we're gonna thread our nut, our axle nut on here. Now check the chain alignment. We're gonna take the chain guard off. You actually could just look up this thing with a flashlight, but there's no way you'd be able to see that on camera. So, I'm going to take these two screws off here. Ta-da! Another way to check this is to actually look down the top of the chain right here. Hang on, my autofocus is screwing with me. And see how there's like a little bit of a bow to that chain? See how it's kind of like bowing to the right when you look up it? That means the whole wheel is pitched to the left. So as we tighten up the left side, bear with my sketchy camera abilities here. Come on. Now you see how you look up the chain there and it looks straighter than it did. It could still go over a tad bit more, but you get the general idea. So I'm actually, since the tension is now pretty good on that, I'm actually going to loosen the right side, and that will help our alignment a little bit more. If it doesn't move, give it a little tap with the dead blow straightener out there. Now you can see the chain is looking pretty straight up there. So our alignment is pretty good. All right, see this chain slap here? That's a little bit much. Technically you want 2% of deflection, 2% of the center to center distance between the two sprockets. You want 2% of that as your total deflection. Don't overthink this. You just need to have a little bit of slack in your chain. And you do want to check it with the bike sitting at ride height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it just ever so slightly loose. And then since this thing doesn't have like a mile of wheel travel on it, when it's sitting down at ride height, the swing arm will be level and the chain tension will be correct. So, that's slightly loose. I'm moving both adjusters the same amount. Or it will be. So I'm moving both adjusters an even amount. Idea being I'm going to keep the rear wheel straight and I'm going to keep the chain aligned as I set the tension. Okay, right there, that's about the amount of deflection you would want it to have at ride height. Because remember, the swing arm does not pivot at the exact same point as the front sprocket. So when the swing arm is level, that is when your chain is the tightest. Some people say like, oh, you gotta spin it to find the tightest spot. Listen, if you spin the chain and you're finding tighter spots, you probably need a new chain. Chain should be even. Within a few thousandths of an inch all the way around. So we're gonna go with a little bit more on that. So that is a little bit extra slap, so that's okay, because once we get this thing sitting at ride height, that will balance out. Now, I know that from experience, it might take a little trial and error on your part. Once you feel you've got it all set in place, torque down your rear axle. Then, give it a spin, check it again, make sure we're a tad bit on the loose side, which we are, and give it a final torque. Remember, that castle nut, wherever it stops, the little notches in this castle nut need to line up with that hole where the cotter pin was. Then from there, we'll run our jam nuts in. And tighten them up on both sides. Then we can just put the cotter pin back through there and bend it up into like a little smiley face, and you're ready to go ride. Oh, got to put the brake caliper on. Now when you go to put this thing on there, remember, you need to have a gap in between there because that's where the rotor goes. Don't have it here and then try to put the rotor on the back side. Remember, those pads squeeze the rotor. So, we're going to slide that up and on there. Make sure your pads are straddling the brake rotor. It should slide right down on there. Now, if you're unsure if it's seated, give the rear brake lever a pump a couple times. It should just kind of see itself right in place, just like that, and it does. Put this caliper up in place here. Get the first bolt down in there. Get it started in there. Don't tighten it up yet. I cannot emphasize how important that is. Always get all of your bolts in place before you tighten them up. And from there, you can run both bolts in until they stop, then go back and torque them down. Now give your brake lever a couple pumps because you have to reseat the pads into the rotor. Just like that. There you have it. You're ready to go ride.